be live soon. We're live right now, though. Welcome to Soup and Meatballs. It is Sunday, November 2nd. So last night, my wife and I went out to dinner at this fancy schmancy place downtown, right next to the Kittatinny Franklin County Jail. And they're still doing haunted houses on November 1st. So we can have our Halloween show on November 2nd because why not? So good morning, Tim. How are you?
Good morning. I had debated possibly doing this in costume, and now that I saw our spooky background, I probably should have.
You look like the dude a little bit with the cardigan on, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I have my Halloween costume on from Trunk or Treat. You ever hear of this? You ever hear of Trunk or Treat?
Sure. Yeah.
This is the thing. So, like, when you and I were growing up, one of the things that they scared us with was, never go take candy from a stranger in their car.
Right.
So what we're doing now to the children is we're taking them to strangers' cars and having them take candy.
Right. We've it was so undignified going door to door like a Depression-era hobo. So now we're doing it the more dignified way as eating chocolate out of a stranger's trunk.
Yeah, and you know what? What's really weird, I don't know if these trunk or treats have done a number on the trick or treating that goes on Halloween night, but on Friday, we're sitting. So we always ask the kids, do you want to go out? Do you want to stay in? What's your choice? Their choice is always to stay home and give out candy, which is kind of nice. They like to see the costumes of the kids coming in, but they dress up too. So they did, and the neighbors came over. Jen's parents came over. So there was like 3 families in our driveway. And we had like a smorgasbord of candy. So like we're telling kids, take something from every bowl. And they're kind of like skittish. They're afraid. Like, am I supposed to? Are you going to yell at me? Like, no, we've got like 3 houses here. So get 3 houses worth of candy. And we had a lot left over. I mean, not that that's a problem, having candy in the house for me. But, Jen doesn't want any candy laying around because then she's going to feel bad eating it. But I don't know if we were wondering if the trunk or treats kind of took the luster off of trick or treating.
I got a couple trick or treaters. My bell rang twice, so luckily I didn't have to give out cans of Progresso soup. I had some peanut butter cups to give the kids.
That's good. What were they? Do you remember what they were dressed up as?
I am at an age now where none of their costumes made a lick of sense to me.
Gotcha.
One little girl was a princess, and then one kid was like a baby who had like a pumpkin like hood, but like young enough that his mom was holding it.
Gotcha.
And then there were 2 like middle school kids who, if you gave me 10 guesses, I would have no idea what they were dressed as.
So funny story here. So like this. Where'd you go?
My heavens. Here. I exist.
I know, but like, there we go. My first year doing TV work. So this is 2001. And they send me to a retirement community to cover trick-or-treaters coming in there. It's one of those fluff stories. I used to like the fluff stories. They were better than, the hard news stuff.
Yeah.
But so Jeff Bonomo and I go down to this old folks home, and there's this kid dressed up. And Jeff and I are leaving. We're going back to the car. And I stopped this kid. I'm like, dude, your costume's awesome. You look like you're Alf. And the kid looks at me like, who's Alf? I'm the bear in the big house. And I look at his mother. I'm like, he's lying to me, right? He's Alf. And she's like, he looks like Alf. But no, it's the bear from the big house. So I feel your pain.
Yeah. And, the junior high kids, I don't even know if they were really dressed up. I think they just, they just wanted candy. And they
that's what we had a couple of the high school kids that are in the neighborhood came to the house, and they were all wearing basketball jerseys, but they were wearing them crisscross style. They're wearing them backwards.
Oh, sure.
Like, that's a thing now. I don't understand why. Like, it's 1992 all over, but it's not the cool part of 1992. It's crisscross.
The Daddy Mac will make you jump, I guess.
Yeah, they did. So there's so for trunk or treat, I wore a T-shirt. Maria was Elphaba, and she just She looks like a good alphaba, man.
Yeah. I don't know where my
You
glasses.
get your glasses.
Yeah.
You have to watch the repeat then. Derek, every year he makes his own Darth Vader outfit.
Yeah.
Like he has the helmet, but he designs his own chest plate out of cardboard boxes. I'm not sure what the thing on his stomach is. It's like metal. I don't know where he got that or what that is.
Yeah, the chest plate almost looks like an old school like garage door opener.
It kind of looks like the car plate from the Granada back in the day, but
oh yeah.
I got to wear my Yankee uniform to school, which was kind of cool. Any day where you can wear sweatpants and baseball pants to school is a good day, I think. And we'll use that to segue into maybe not a good night, not for us at least. You and I were, at least I was. I think you were a little bit. I was kind of rooting for the Blue Jays, really, so Don Mattingly could get a ring.
I was absolutely rooting for the Blue Jays.
I'll tell you what, Game 7, for someone who doesn't really have a horse in the race, had this been a Yankee game or a Red Sox game, like I think the emotions that you go through are a little bit different. This was still, there was a lot of good tension in this game, and amazingly to me, the Dodgers figured out a way to avoid their biggest weakness, which is their bullpen.
Yeah.
They just threw every starter they had. Every starter threw 2 1/3 or 1 1/3 here and there.
Yamamoto on no rest.
Oh my God, that guy. And what irritates me so much about the Yamamoto thing is I really wanted him in New York. I thought he would have been a great Yankee pitcher. He's a great Dodger pitcher because he has like 18 different pitches. Ridiculous. But this one, I mean, Bichette got the big 3-run home run and got the Blue Jays going. The crowd was up, but then that was really it. The Blue Jays left so many runners on base. They had so many chances to either extend the lead or in the ninth to win the game and to take the lead back. What can you say about this whole series, Tim?
You and I were talking earlier this week about the 91 series between the Twins and the Braves. And I feel like this is a series that like kids who are in like 6th, 7th grade will be talking about when they're in their 40s, is like it cemented them as baseball fans. Like it was, like a generational World Series between the 18-inning game, between the Blue Jays being up 3-2 and the Dodgers winning 2 in Toronto. A Game 7 that goes extra innings. Too. What's that?
2 tough games in Toronto too. Like,
yeah,
Yamamoto pitched like a madman in Game 6, and then like you said, 0 rest, and he's out here throwing 94, 95 like it's nothing.
Yeah, and Max Scherzer running on fumes and pitching the way that he did. Just fantastic stuff. And you have to just feel sick for the Blue Jays, though.
Oh, absolutely. I saw a tweet from this account called Just Baseball. It showed a video from 2016 in the College World Series. There was a super regional between University of California, Santa Barbara, and Louisville. Shane Bieber was pitching for UCSB, and Will Smith was batting for Louisville. And that at bat ended kind of strangely. He grounded towards short, but there was a runner on third that like ran into the ball. So he was ruled out. We could have used that last night. Will Smith.
I saw a stat before we got on that the Dodgers only hit 203 in the series as a team, and were outscored 34-26, and yet they're your champions.
Yeah, I mean, run differential is a fun stat to look at over the course of a season, but like it doesn't take into account those games you win 25-2 or the ones you lose 10-1, stuff like that. The thing that I saw this morning, which I was really confused about, Will Smith, the catcher for the Dodgers, has won 6 straight World Series. And I thought, well, no, wait a minute. No, he hasn't. No. The headline was Will Smith wins World Series 6 years in a row, Will Smith, the Dodger catcher, has won 3 in a row with the Dodgers. And who was he with before? Oh, I lost it.
The Rangers?
There was another Will Smith in Major League Baseball. The lefty reliever had won with the Rangers in 23 as well, and then Houston and Atlanta. So Will Smith has won 6 times in a row, which got me to thinking, and I thought to myself, we can do an early Mr. Smarty Pants list because it kind of fits right here. Can you come up with a list of players who have won multiple World Series, but the caveat is they have to win at least one of them with a team not named the Yankees? I have a list of the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a bunch of guys tied with 4.
Okay,
there's guys that have won 5 or more.
How about
they won a World Series without the Yankees, but they could have won with the Yankees as well.
Josh Beckett comes to mind.
Josh Beckett wasn't on the list.
He won with the 03 Marlins and then with the Sox in 07. Same with Michael
that's
Lowell.
2. That's 2. Like Mookie Betts is on the list with 4.
Sure,
but he's like tied with 4. I don't know how many rings Beckett has.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman didn't make the list.
He won with the Braves and now with the Dodgers a couple times.
He did. I'm talking like multiple times. Like who has the most?
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking like Freddie's won 3 because he won with the Braves and now 2 with the Dodgers.
I see what you're talking about with Beckett here. Yeah, sure. No, so the list was the most World Series rings, but one of the rings had to be away from the Bronx.
Okay.
So like Jeter's not on this list.
Right. Boy, I'm trying to think of any non-Yankee dynasties. Oh my gosh. So, and who did you say, or what was the highest number?
The highest number I'm looking at right now is 7.
7.
Now, again, so this is the whole riddle of like if you have 30 cents in your hand with 2 coins and one of the coins is not a quarter.
Right.
What do you have? Like, well, the other one's a quarter. So like they can win with the Yankees. They just have to have another one outside of New York.
Oh, well, Reggie Jackson comes to mind.
Reggie Jackson has 4.
Yeah, he won 3 in Oakland and then the 77 Yankees.
He was on there was a long list of 4. I didn't write them all down, but he made that list.
Paul O'Neill won with the 90 Reds.
Paul O'Neill's on the list. He has 5.
Chuck Knobloch won with the 91 Twins.
Chuck didn't win enough with New York then, I guess.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have 5. There's, like I said, there's a bunch of guys tied at 4. He might have been on that list. I stopped writing them down after one. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many of these, and I forgot to put the link down there. So,
right. Pettit didn't win in Houston, did he?
No, he didn't.
Did Clemens win in Houston?
He did not. These are some of these guys are pretty old.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking like it wouldn't necessarily be older guys because of like pre-free agency. I don't know who's on the list.
Well, one guy has famously played for both of our teams.
Boggs? Well, he didn't win with the Sox though.
A lot older than Boggs.
Oh well, Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth has 7. 3 with Boston, 4 with New York.
Yeah.
One guy is a common link in one of our favorite baseball memories.
Coney.
He won 1 in Toronto along with 4 in New York. One guy won. He had 3 of them in Oakland and 2 of them as a Yankee.
Catfish Hunter.
Then there was both of these guys were Yankees. One of them was a Dodger. One of them was an Indian.
Whew. Both of them were Yankees. One was a Dodger. One was in Cleveland. So that's going.
The Dodger.
That's going back for Cleveland because they haven't won since '48.
Let's see when did this guy play for Cleveland? He won an MVP in 1942.
Oh gosh, Bob Feller, Lou Boudreau.
Joe Gordon.
Okay.
And the other guy is nicknamed Moose.
Oh, Moose Skowron, yeah.
Bill Skowron played for the Dodgers, and they won. What year did they have that? Was it 63?
Yeah, they won a couple times in the Koufax years.
So he won in 56, 58, 61, 62 with the Yankees, and then 63 with the Dodgers. So there you go. That's something that when I saw the Will Smith news, I thought, yeah. I wonder who has. I know Yogi has the record, but I wonder if I could make a list of that. But the problem was like the list was all Yankees, so I had to try to find out someone who found a ring somewhere else as well. And my first thing was I was looking for Will Smith. I was like, did this guy really play? Like, did he bounce around? Does he have 6 rings? No, that's when I figured out it was the relief pitcher that headline writers thought they were being cute. But I don't disagree with you. I watched I was telling you, but after the 18-inning game, I decided I watched the 91 recap because I don't remember much from 91. So I that hour-long thing that like Sports Illustrated used to do when you re-up your subscription, you got the VHS tape. That was a really interesting rewatch. The amount of mulletry in that video is insane. Like if you're watching this after the show, go watch this highlight. And like Dan Gladden, the left fielder for the Twins, shouldn't have been a left fielder.
Looks like a NASCAR
crew member for Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah,
he was so, and he was their leadoff guy. And that's just with the with the Twins. The Braves had their fair share of. Steve Avery had that like the mini mullet going. Mark Lemke was a child in that series. That was his 4th year in the majors. That was amazing to me.
I'll say this about the 91 series. 2 things. One, Kent Herbeck absolutely pulled Ron Gant off the bag at first. And 2, how great of a pull was it when we were texting about it this week, and I remembered that Kirby Puckett's home run. Charlie Leibrandt.
Charlie Leibrandt had such a bad series. I remember being in 6th grade and like, I think you were rooting for Atlanta because you liked Terry Pendleton back then.
Yeah.
And you were so ticked at Charlie Leibrandt. I think you cursed him so much back then. And Charlie Leibrandt looked like he was about 75 years old. He kind of looked like Eddie Harris from the movie Major League.
And Charlie Leibrandt had already won. Charlie Leibrandt had won a ring 6 years before with the '85 Royals.
Well, he gave up the big shot, kind of like Shane Bieber yesterday. Like you said, I think that's a series that we can look back on, and aside from the ending for us, by the time the Dodgers start paying this money, the kids in 6th grade will be running their own Super Meatballs program. Off-season stuff, I don't know if you paid attention to, what Boston does in the off-season, but now that we're officially there, I can tell you the one headline I saw that was just eye-opening to me was the New York Mets are kind of out on Edwin Diaz. They don't want to bring him back. They want to go after Devin Williams from the Yankees. And I think Devin Williams would thrive in Queens. He will not come back to the Bronx, though. He had a miserable season. I saw reports that was it Rodon, Cole, and Clark Schmidt are all lined up to start the 26 campaign on the injured list. So, great news going into spring training.
And I think you talk about the deferred money with the Dodgers, and that's, I think, a big reason why so many people around the country were rooting against LA. Is they're just a bad business model for baseball.
Well, so I thought about this last night as I ended our text thread like it's on to Cincinnati, Utah to go to bed to because I'm not watching the celebration here. Is LA's manipulation of their salaries, is this a good thing for baseball overall? Or because the one thing baseball had going for it, not having a salary cap, was they could look back and say, well, look at the parity we've had in our champions between the Arizona Texas series. Yeah, we have an LA New York series, but here's Toronto coming to town. I almost think that Major League Baseball themselves were kind of rooting for Toronto to win last night so they could keep that kind of mystique going. With back-to-back Dodger World Series, I think that shine is starting to fade a little bit.
Yeah, the first repeat champion since the Yankees won 3 in a row. And also, I mean, the Dodgers have won 3 since 2020, and they've been the dominant franchise in the National League. I think the Dodgers are exhibit A for why there could very, very realistically be a work stoppage in 2027.
So starting in December.
Yeah. It's how they've manipulated their finances exposes, the lie that you're talking about, that Major League Baseball is like, no, we have parity. Tell that to a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. And their cheap ass ownership.
And what the Dodger fan or the Yankee fan will tell you is like the Pirates ownership has the money and the wherewithal to spend. They just don't. And is that a Major League Baseball problem or is that a Pirates problem? If they instituted a salary cap, obviously a salary floor would have to be negotiated as well. Where my head goes is some of the offseason rumors I saw with the Yankees were, are they looking at Kyle Tucker or do they want to bring Cody Bellinger back? Kyle Tucker might get a contract upwards of $500 million, whereas Bellinger might get one that's a little bit less, like a $300 million. These are numbers that back when the Yankees had won their 3 in a row, those numbers were ridiculous. Like back in '98, I think the Yankees payroll was either 2 or 3. Baltimore was higher than them. So the payroll explosion really started. I think the Giambi contract was the catalyst, but then it just went into free fall mode.
I mean, you look at the contracts, like look at the NFL. Like they make crazy money, but not baseball crazy money. Like that Soto deal last year. Like we're not far away from a $1 billion contract.
Yeah, and honestly, if had Ohtani not signed, if Soto signed before Ohtani, because I think Ohtani was the year before, am I right?
Yeah.
And what was Ohtani's, like 700?
700.
Most of it was
deferred.
Yeah, most of it was deferred for 20 or 30 years. I don't know when he's going to start to collect. Which, I mean, he makes enough money in endorsements and like outside of baseball that he's fine. Let's not worry about him. I don't know if he's really going to be around to really appreciate that money, not even taking into account inflation and like what the dollar value of his contract will be 20, 25 years from now. That notwithstanding, had he signed after Soto, he might have been a $1 billion player.
Absolutely. He's the most valuable player on the planet. If he were on the market, he would 100% command $1 billion.
That's crazy.
It felt crazy to say out loud.
It's the Halloween special where we're trick or treating with billions of dollars, and back in the early 2000s, people would have said the Yankees were throwing money around like that, and they became the evil empire. And my thought process back then was, it's not my money. Now that it's another team and the Dodgers are doing it, and rumors have it that they're now looking after Tariq Skubal with Clayton Kershaw retiring. There's only so much of talent hoarding that, I want to handle. I want the Yankees to talent hoard. I don't want them out of LA. I want them in New York.
I'll be very curious to see what the Dodgers do this offseason. I don't know what. Obviously, they're well set with Ohtani. I don't know what Freeman or Betts, like what their contract situations are. They just re-upped with Teoscar.
They have. So Teoscar Hernandez signed last year.
Yeah.
That was a 3-year deal. He's got a 28 opt-out. Tyler Glasnow, who you saw in the series a lot, he is a free agent in 2029. Shohei is a Dodger for the foreseeable future. Blake Snell has a conditional opt-out in 2030. Mookie Betts, he signed a 12-year deal that he's there for a while. Freddie Freeman's deal was a 6-year deal. He's a free agent in 2028. Yamamoto, this is the big one. He'll be a free agent in 2035. I think my daughter might be actually out of high school by then. So,
and I mean, Freddie, with his age, he could conceivably retire at the end of this deal.
Who? Freeman?
Yeah.
He's there.
35.
He's got 2 more years. They don't. His age as of next year will be 36.
Yeah.
So he's 35 now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's been relatively healthy. I mean, I guess he could DH or whatever. But
the Dodgers only have 14 players officially signed. Now they have a couple guys out there that are arbitration eligible. That you'll see. Guys like Anthony Banda or Brock Stewart, these guys in the bullpen. But here's what they think of their bullpen, right? They had Clayton Kershaw warming for the 11th. Instead of a fresh bullpen arm, they ran every single starter out there. So I don't know if you look at a guy like Gavin Stone, who's entering his first year of arbitration next year as, a guy that's going to be a big name. They could very conceivably go after a guy like Tariq Skubal and afford it very easily.
By the way, you were talking about parity before. Do you know who the last National League team to repeat as champion was?
I do, only because I saw it on the broadcast. The Big Red Machine.
Big Red Machine.
In the late 70s. And without that graphic, I would have really had to struggle because I think my first thought would have been the Braves, but they didn't win back-to-back. They just went so often.
Right.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And before the Big Red Machine, I don't even know who the last National League repeat champion would have been.
Maybe the Dodgers before?
Yeah, maybe the Dodgers, like the Koufax Dodgers. I don't know.
That's something Mr. Smarty Pants should know.
Well, I'm asking the producer. Maybe like 65, 66 Dodgers?
Was their 9th seed in Los Angeles. They won the National League with a 95 and 67 record, but were swept by the Orioles in the World Series in 66.
Not them.
That's just good. Go to the list of World Series champions, and how many Blues do we have back to back here? The Giants would have come close, but that the Cardinals stopped them in the middle of their would-be three-peat.
Right.
The Blue Jays went back-to-back in the 90s. The Yankees 77, 78. The Reds that we talked about. Then the Oakland Athletics. I mean, that was the A's won 3. The Reds won 2. The Yankees won 2. 61, 62. Both the Yankees. The Yankees won the 5 in a row. Then 49 to 53. Yeah, it's going back. It's
maybe like the Gas House Gang Cardinals of the 30s.
The Philadelphia Athletics of 29 and 30.
The Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons teams.
Yeah, the Cardinals won in 34, but they didn't even win a pennant outside of 34.
Well, just shows you how
28.
It's funny because baseball might be is baseball of the four major sports the toughest to repeat in? Do you think?
That's an interesting question that I had to put a lot of thought into because
we see dynasties in basketball between the Bulls, the Spurs, the Lakers.
with basketball, you need that one player. With
right.
With hockey, you got a hot goalie. That's one player. Football.
Well, hockey. The Florida's already, currently a repeat going for three-peat.
Sure. I think because of the injuries that you see in football is they're both hard. That would be an interesting debate that I'd have to do some prep work for.
But we've seen it with obviously the Chiefs and the Patriots dynasty.
The Patriots.
The Cowboys won 3 in 4 years. The Niners of the 80s.
I wonder if it's just the way that the rosters and the contracts are designed in football versus baseball. Baseball, you get locked in Juan Soto's a Met for the foreseeable future, and that might tie up their finances other places, even without a salary cap.
And baseball's so fluky where, a couple of years ago where the Braves won 103 games and didn't even make it out of the LDS.
Oh, there was the 1 year where both 1 seeds didn't make it out. And then the thought was, is the wild card round a disadvantage for them? Because baseball, I'm used to playing every day.
Yeah.
And getting the groove of the grind.
You look at the Mariners in 2001 win 116, and then they don't get to the World Series. So.
They lose 4-2 in the ALCS. So baseball is, and I think that's why baseball fans like baseball. There's really 2 seasons. Once you get in, you get in and you get hot. That's the thing. And now with 6 or 7 playoff teams in both divisions, that concept, that mentality of, well, let's get hot. Everybody still thinks they have a chance mid-July, which is, I think, good for the sport.
Well, and it's definitely harder to repeat now with, like you said, so many, wild cards.
Yeah, you got to go through a lot.
It's a real buzzsaw.
And it's a grind for your pitching staff. So next year, when LA starts, fun fact about the Dodgers, I think they're the first continental United States baseball team to open and close their season in a foreign country.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
They opened in Japan and they closed in Canada.
And what was the Vegas? What was the Vegas over under on Dodgers wins? Like something like 108.5.
Yeah. When we first did our shows back in April, like Picoda had them at like 109.
Well, with the postseason, they might have hit that number.
That's not fair.
Hey, unless Vegas specified.
Well, this is just what Baseball Prospectus had to say. I don't know if I can go back in time to look at, say April 1st. Oh, Picota's not even loading for me. As of the end of September. So, yeah, they don't let me. I'd love to be able to go back in time just to see for sure. Because we talked about this, how ridiculous that was.
Yeah, how difficult it is to win 100 games, no matter how loaded you are.
And nobody won 100 games this year. Milwaukee came the closest.
Yeah, what did they finish? Like 97, something like that.
97, 65, yeah. But going into the off season, we'll see work stoppage wise, and we'll see what the big free agent signings will be. I had some rough news. I think this hit on Friday. I don't know if you saw this, but
yeah,
Disney suspended their content on YouTube TV after both companies failed to reach a new contractual agreement. They said, despite our best efforts, we have not been able to reach a fair deal, whatever that means. YouTube TV said in their statement that Disney had proposed costly economic terms that would raise prices on YouTube TV customers, give our customers fewer choices. Google is the parent company of YouTube TV. So Google versus Disney, and the viewers lose.
Yeah, I love how they like both these huge corporate conglomerates put out like press releases being like, it's like divorced parents being like, no, come stay at my house. It's like, I don't want to root for either of these two. Just let me watch the Eagles. Like what a dumb dispute. I hate everything
we
about
talked
this.
about this. We talked about this last year when we did our Festivus special about things that bothered us, and this kind of streaming thing made your list. So I figured you'd be on the side of the regular person here, and like you said, when Google and Disney fight and we lose, because I don't have either. We looked at YouTube TV, but I mean we're still paying stupid Comcast rates, which are just as bad.
Like a month or two ago, I went on some sort of like, almost anti-capitalist rant. And I said it was our communist offshoot of Super Meatballs, Hammers and Sickles. So that's the Vanya comrades. Let me tell you why this is bad for America when corporations try to pit viewers like.
And it just hit before a college football weekend where people would have wanted to watch ESPN. At least, people, they still had Fox options that they could watch the World Series. But
this hits at such like ESPN is trying to, ramp up interest in the TNT crew being on ESPN. You have like major college football schedules. For viewers, especially older viewers who have to worry about where they can even watch these games, to now have to worry about something on top of that, if they can even watch them. It's pointless, corporate induced anxiety.
Billionaires arguing about thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Trying to turn a nickel into
a
a
guy
quarter.
like us. Yeah. I don't understand. Well, I mean, I understand it to a point. I'm lucky to the point where, yesterday, college football, we missed out on a really, really big game, potentially. Penn State at Ohio State was, preseason. You had that circled. This is going to be the game in the Big Ten.
I don't like Penn State's chances of getting to the playoffs.
I don't either. For the first half, though, like you said, they put a scare in old Brutus.
Yeah.
But, outside of, watching that a little bit, I didn't see any big marquee games on the schedule that I was like, you said when it was 7-0, I texted you, said, well, this game's over. And you said you were going to wait till it was 21-0 to find another game. I think maybe the game of the day or the game of the weekend, rather, outside of Miami getting stunned again. Remember when they were the top seed?
Yeah.
In the ESPN playoffs. Georgia, Florida was
a good one.
It was a nail biter that I watched a little bit of that.
Vandy, Texas ended up being an interesting one. Texas.
Texas had a big lead that I don't know what happened in the fourth that Vanderbilt decided to wake up. And I love the SEC people on the radio who talk about now how great the SEC is compared to the Big Ten, and they're using Vanderbilt now because they're no longer the bottom dweller of the conference. So because Vanderbilt is so good, well, we just won't talk about South Carolina and Arkansas and how terrible they are because Vanderbilt is good now.
And it pains me to say it, but it really feels like Ohio State is head and shoulders above every other team in the country.
How old is their quarterback? Is he a sophomore or is he a freshman too?
Sayan, I believe, is a sophomore.
Okay, it might be a redshirt freshman. I like what Nick Saban said about him, that the Alabama coach had him on the bench. What a dumbass. Yeah, it helps. Analysis. It helps that you have the best wide receiver in the country. And if you just throw it in his general direction, the touchdown that he caught in between 2 or 3 Nittany Lion defenders, I saw it in slow motion. Like he was backwards and he put his arm out and his amazing catch because it was tipped. It was tipped at the ball.
They have a top 3 quarterback in the country, top 5 quarterback in the country. They have the best receiver, and they have the best.
And they have Bo Jackson running the ball.
Right. They have Lamar Bo Jackson in the backfield.
How do you lose if you have Bo Jackson running the football?
When you're the namesake of not 1 but 2 Heisman winners.
The Nittany Lions hung tight, but like you said, the Ohio State depth and they're the spoiler alert, they're good.
They're really good.
Next week, Ohio gets Purdue, and it's a nice segue into a game I didn't watch. Because honestly, I was watching Game 7, but I really thought, I'm not missing anything here by not watching this game.
I followed it on my phone, and it was, giving me an ulcer for 3.5 quarters. But same as you, I was watching the baseball game.
This was the game that Bryce Underwood. You have to remind yourself he's a freshman, which you have to remind yourself that Julian Sayin is also a freshman or thereabouts. I got to check this because I really think he's a redshirt freshman. Kid's a puppy. Julian Sayin. No, he's a sophomore. Okay. But I mean, still, he's in his second year, and he's out here with a 91 QBR. But Bryce Underwood is still learning. He should still be in high school. Kid's 18 years old.
And you're going to have games like this. These gimme games in conference where you're going to get a scare. Those just happen.
And you don't have your full complement. Rod Moore was out with a knee injury. Justice Haynes out with a foot. And honestly, from the people that I talk to that know Michigan football, he's actually questionable for the Ohio State game. He's not going to play in Northwestern in 2 weeks. If it's a good time for a bye week, he's not going to play against Northwestern, and the odds are really good he's not going to play in Maryland either. But these are games that Michigan should be winning without him handily. The defense stepped up. I mean, Purdue had shots inside Michigan territory. Derek Moore said, no, my friend. A couple of big sacks in this one.
And, this is the Michigan season I feel like you and I both expected. They're, 6-2 now?
Yeah. I picked them to lose against Oklahoma and USC. I also picked them to beat Ohio. And you don't get those happy vibes like, yeah, this team's rolling. But you know what? It could be just like baseball season where let's just get in and then get hot.
Yeah, and you're right. It does feel a little disjointed. It doesn't feel like a good 6-2, but it's a 6-2 with a true freshman quarterback who's learning on the job, and a team that's been dealing with a lot of key injuries.
Jordan Marshall had a big game yesterday. It was just coming. Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes remind me a lot of Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. That back-to-back combo.
Like this feels like a 6-2 that's building toward an exciting 2026.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, honestly, if they win out, they're in the 12-team playoff. I don't know what the situation is going to be like for the Big Ten title game. Again, barring they win out, they might have to beat Ohio State back-to-back, or they might have to play Indiana then. If Indiana wins out, when Indiana wins out.
A 2-loss team with a regular season win against Ohio State is 100% in the conversation.
Yeah.
Competitive with an Oklahoma team that had a big win yesterday against Tennessee. Michigan had, again, winning out and with, like you said, a big a win over Ohio State.
We're getting so far ahead of ourselves. I love it.
I know. We're like, look, if they beat Ohio State and there's a lunar eclipse, then put an asterisk on this, but it might have, could have, should, maybe, possibly happen. I like their chances.
We'll just see. Let's get healthy and beat Northwestern in a couple weeks because
watch them lose to Northwestern now. Knocked out of the playoff hunt.
Just beat Ohio. That's all that matters. Just beat Ohio.
Look, I'm sure Penn State fans a month ago were talking about blowing out UCLA and getting back in the playoff picture. So, there's a saying about carts and horses. So, get
healthy, beat Northwestern. You You told me there was an interesting situation with Bloomsburg and Westchester. How many overtimes did they go?
They went three overtimes.
Oh,
and
wow, another heartbreaking loss for the Huskies.
Yeah, your heart really breaks for them because they've had so many one possession losses, overtime losses. They're now 2-7, and probably going to finish 2-9 because they play Kutztown, who's fourth in the country, and
Kutztown is right now 8-0. Yeah.
Yeah, and Slippery Rock, who's 22nd in the country yesterday. So Bloomsburg's not winning either of those games.
You never know.
This was realistically their last winnable game on the schedule. And they were behind. They were on the road. They fought back. They showed a lot of heart. And then to lose like that, it's just a dagger.
So in three overtimes, had to be a missed 2-point opportunity. It was, you said 46-44?
Well, so they're forced to just go for two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they scored a touchdown to get 44, but they didn't get the 2 points to tie.
Right. Yeah. Westchester got there too. Bloomsburg didn't get theirs. And hey, hats off to Westchester because they're not having they were a 3-win team going in. That's a nice win for them.
And so the band director at my high school, so Derek's band director is a Westchester alum, and she was there. So she posted that she was, fighting and cheering on her Rams. So
hats off to the Rams.
Good for
Golden Rams.
The IUP in a game I really thought, on paper should have been, Gannon should have been pushovers. It was 16-6 at halftime, and IUP wins 26-6. And in keeping with the Halloween theme here, do you remember when Homer went to go buy Bart a present, and he went to that store and he got the Krusty doll?
Yeah.
The weird shopkeeper. Remember this?
The Treehouse of Horror. Yeah.
I need you to be the shopkeeper here for me. IUP's quarterback Matt Roof throws for 356 yards and 2 scores.
That's good.
Matt Roof also threw 2 picks and was sacked 6 times.
That's bad.
The IUP defense sacked Gannon quarterback Ty Hurst 4 times.
That's good.
IUP only gained 75 yards on the ground thanks to a massive dose of potassium benzoate.
That's bad.
Yeah. they don't rush the ball well. That's a thing that's
that's a motif
throughout the whole year.
That's what us English majors call a motif.
But Roof had a big game, despite the fact that he threw 2 interceptions. I didn't see the game because I had decided I was going to hang out upstairs in the bedroom, and I had the TV going. The iPad would not connect to PSAC TV, so I ended up I was watching Penn State, Ohio State, and I was doom scrolling through TikTok. That's how and then I took a nap.
I know we often critique the booths of these PSAC games. I don't know who the analyst was for the Bloom Westchester game, but the play-by-play was Mike Samsel, and whoever the analyst was, they were both fantastic. It was a great call from Bloom Westchester.
You've often said that about the Bloomsburg calls. I think that the IUP people, I think, are the same. At least I recognize the voice for multiple games.
Yeah,
you're in college to learn. So
this was a suburban Philly crew, and they were fantastic.
Yeah, good for them. Yay! How about that? High school football. Amazingly, somehow at 1-9, the Hazelton area Cougars made the District 2 playoffs. Second chance. Chambersburg wins 5 games. They miss out on the District 3 playoffs, where they bring 10 teams to the playoffs. District 2 brings 4, and I think that means there's only 4 teams in District 2 at 6A. Hazelton got a second chance at Wilkes-Barre area.
The postseason is a harsh mistress, Max.
It is.
She gives it and she takes it away.
They had a chance. They played well, but dropped a 46-20 game. And Hazelton had a lot of injuries throughout the year, including the big one at quarterback. Wilkes-Barre now goes on to face Williamsport, another rematch game for them. Williamsport won the first game 28-21. I think had Hazelton pulled off a massive upset against Wilkes-Barre, Williamsport probably would have been the end of it for them.
And
the winner of that one, go ahead.
Well, and let's say this for Hazleton. Just like you said, a lot of injuries, so you have a lot of kids who got great experience playing an 11th game.
Yeah,
We joke
the
about 1 and
sophomore
9 and going to the
quarterback
playoffs.
needs that.
Absolutely, just the benefits of playing an 11th game. Hopefully it means good things going into next year. A healthy Hazleton team.
Yeah, it really depends on if Corrado decides he's going to play quarterback, or if Penn State tells him, "Look, you're going to be a pitcher. How about you don't play quarterback anymore?"
Right.
And if this Lantigo kid is the quarterback going forward, at least having an off season of reps and stuff like that would be kind of cool. I looked at some of the other stuff going on in PIAA, and the winner of District 2, or if Williamsport wins District 4, they would face either the District 6 champion or the District 10 champion, depending on whether State College or McDowell wins. There are so many buys in the state tournament, and I don't know if they meant it like this, or if like the District 3 champion. Oh, I see why. The District 3 champion has to play these empty brackets are their district games.
Yeah,
so that makes a lot of sense.
It's really wonky because some districts have more, especially at the bigger classifications, where you have 3 schools and you have to play like a District 2, like the District 2 subdivision 4, like where you're mixing districts. It gets really weird. So yeah.
So the state playoffs actually start in 2 weeks, but the District 3 championship is in 3 weeks. It's all clear now, live and in living color on the show. Like as I'm prepping, I'm like, what is going on with this goofy looking bracket?
But yeah, they're illuminated.
Yeah, and one of the big things in 6A, District 1, St. Joe's Prep finished their year 5-5. They're out after LaSalle College knocked them off 24-14. So that's the big private school to beat in 6A now, LaSalle College.
It's not fair to make high schools have to play at college. So let's just establish that right away.
I totally agree. I knew somebody who went to LaSalle too. I think LaSalle College High School might have been better than LaSalle University football.
LaSalle University has a football team? We have uniforms and everything.
I can legitimately say I don't know.
LaSalle,
they have a basketball program. I know that.
LaSalle's like one of those aren't they like a private sort of like Jesuit college?
The university?
Yeah. Not joking about LaSalle College High School.
LaSalle University is known for being one of the best in the country, but don't take their word for it.
One of the Big Five in Philly.
Yeah, I'm on their website right now, and there's 3 people look to be friends. They don't have an athletics page though, or the menu button. Oh, you have to click the menu button to get the menu. I see you, LaSalle. Their swimming and diving team just lost at Villanova. That's a shame.
Oh, shocker.
Sports. They do not, in fact, have a football team.
Oh.
They have men's baseball, basketball, cross-country golf, rowing, if you're into that kind of thing, soccer, swimming, diving, track, and field.
Okay. So really, like, basketball is the funny sport there then.
Yeah, absolutely. But the university / college high school team, probably the team to beat in 6A. We'll see what happens there. The team to beat in pro football, and it took us a while to get from high school to college to pro. All the stuff I heard on the radio after the Bears lost to the Ravens, which we'll get to that. But is that the Ravens are now the odds-on favorite to win the AFC North, and the Steelers, who had started so good, have now lost 2 in a row and are staring at a possibility of missing the playoffs because they've got some tough games coming up. They've got the Colts, they've got the Chargers,
they played Baltimore,
they've got the Bills in a couple weeks after that. So I don't know about. Outside of the AFC, it just feels like the Chiefs, who are on a 3-game winning streak, they're inevitable, and we're going to see the Chiefs in the AFC title game again. Your Eagles down in the NFC, I heard a lot of bad things about them on the radio, but they're on a 2-game winning streak. I don't get the hate that they get.
Yeah, I saw one ranking that had the Eagles ranked as the 12th best team in the league, under the Bucks, the Rams, and the Chiefs. 3 teams they've beaten, by the way.
They've beaten, yeah.
And behind like the Texans, like, look, the sky's not falling. The Eagles have flaws, but they're going to win the NFC.
So does everybody else in the NFC East. That's the thing. Since we haven't had a back-to-back winner of the NFC East, they can't possibly do it.
Right, and like everyone's so high on the Chiefs now. Like, okay, yeah, like
I'm high on the Chiefs. I'm sorry.
And look, I think they're the best team in the AFC. But if you want to tell me that, look, the Chiefs' offense until it kicked into gear looked very pedestrian this past week. But it feels like people want to gloss over Kansas City's flaws. They want to anoint a 3-win Baltimore team.
Well, they're anointing them as the AFC North is going to send one team to the playoffs.
Sure.
And I think people are saying Baltimore's only a game out, and like you said, they have 2 games against Pittsburgh. So
I say that Baltimore, I do believe will win the North because look, it's not going to be the Browns.
No, I'm amazed the Bengals have lost what they've lost, but it's not going to be the Bengals either.
Look, despite being undefeated, somehow the Bengals are not going to win the North. And look, the Steelers have to beat Baltimore with Lamar twice. They have not played yet. Lamar's back healthy. He looked good. He threw 4 touchdowns on Monday.
They could split, but yeah, ideally you want to beat them twice. Because they have a game lead right now. So if they split, Baltimore has to make up a game, and then I don't know what the tiebreakers are.
But Pittsburgh has one of the 5 worst defenses in the league.
Amazingly, too. How did that happen?
They threw money at their stars, and they are just awful on defense. They're almost Cowboys bad.
Oof.
So you'd have to imagine Baltimore's going to shred that team. Pittsburgh might get theirs, but Baltimore's also going to get theirs.
It'll be an interesting series of the 2 out of 3 there. The next 3 games for the Chiefs, this is where you're going to see if Kansas City is for real, if they're inevitable, like I think, or if there's a chink in the armor because they're at Buffalo today. Then they go to the Broncos in 2 weeks, and then they have the Colts. And the Colts are another team that Tuesday I'm driving to school, and that guy on ESPN radio, Chris Canty, who doesn't like the Bears for whatever reason, does his top 5 in his power rankings, and the Indianapolis Colts are always number 1. Oh my gosh, they're 7-1. It's tough for me to believe it until I see it for real, like in the playoffs. I don't know.
Do you know who the Colts remind me of a little bit? Is the 2000, and I'm not saying the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl, but they remind me a lot of the 2000 Rams, where people had questions about, like, is Kurt Warner for real? Like, okay, you've got Marshall Faulk, and he's a stud, just like Taylor's a stud, in the backfield. Yeah. But it's like, can the Rams really do this? And then they go on a run and win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying.
I think Kurt Warner was such a surprise, though. Daniel
Jones is a surprise.
I can't scrape off the Giants, the Daniel Jones Giants years. We didn't know Kurt Warner before the Rams.
Yeah, you know what Daniel Jones has that Kurt Warner didn't in 2000? A playoff win.
Yeah.
he beat the Vikings a couple of years ago as an underdog.
Okay.
And, they're another team led by an offensive-minded coach who just keep winning and keep putting up a lot of points.
Plus 116 in the point differential. And they have at Pittsburgh today. So we'll see how they –
You talk about going up against a terrible defense. I mean, Indianapolis could feast today.
What's the over-under on that?
It's got to be north of 50.
It is 52.5.
Yeah.
You.
You're good.
You're good. The line is also over 50 for the Bears and Bengals. And, oh, man, coming into last week, I thought the Bears could get themselves onto a run or a streak of a couple wins. And, coming into the year, I thought 9 or 10 wins was doable. They won 4 in a row. They're 4-2, just like last year when they lost to the Hail Mary game. Now the Ravens came in. No, they went to Baltimore. The Ravens played them, and they didn't need the Hail Mary. They just kind of ran through them. I don't want that loss to snowball into. You should beat the Bengals. You should beat the Giants. You have a chance against the Vikings. Then you've got the Steelers. You could win these next 4 games and get yourself right up there on 8 wins before the schedule goes, Philadelphia, Green Bay. I'm worried about this one, and I don't know why.
Let me ask you this. This is kind of on topic, but it's something I saw this week, and I'd be curious to get your take on it. Of all the second-year quarterbacks, so Caleb Williams, Jaden, Drake May, Penix, JJ, and Bo Nix. Of those 6, where would you currently rank Caleb Williams? Like if it got redrafted, you were only picking among those 6 quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, if you're taking into account current coaching, and I think it's hard to say Drake May is not the best because he's having the best current season.
Yeah, him or Jaden Daniels, although Daniels, has been dealing with
Daniels. I think coming into his rookie year, they went to the Final Four and all, but the injury concerns for him, I still feel more comfortable with Caleb Williams. I think Bo Nix is a nice surprise. Penix, I don't hate Penix in Atlanta. He's probably down at the bottom part of the list. JJ is incomplete. You can't.
He's played like 3 games.
Yeah. So I would probably say May, Williams, Daniel. May, Williams, Daniels, and Nix are kind of tied for me. I'm not as high on Bo Nix as other people are, despite the fact that they're in first place. And then I would put Penix highly above JJ, but JJ is an incomplete.
Yeah, it really is a remarkable quarterback class, though, that it's a conversation where, take JJ out of it because of the injuries. You have one guy who's already been to a conference championship. We'll see what Bo Nix does with that defense. We'll see what May does. He's leading the East.
I'd be interested to see to imagine what Caleb Williams would have been like had Ben Johnson been his coach last year. That he didn't and he had 3,500 yards passing as a rookie in Chicago, which is not the easiest place to throw. I mean, let's get that straight. But he's having he's having a decent year. If I'm looking up right now, 9-4 touchdown to interceptions. He has 12 sacks, and that's still. I mean, you can't blame the offensive line. They went out and they buffed it up. There are times he holds the ball too long. He doesn't go through his progressions as quickly, and he gets nervous. And I think last year might have scarred him, or he gets worried that look, my clock is at 2.5 seconds, not 3.25 seconds, and he runs himself out of a potential play. But he doesn't read as quickly. And in Johnson's offense, you need to be able to do that. The games that I've watched, he dumps down to the running back so much. He does not take chances down the field. And I don't know if that's the way the play is drawn up, or if he just doesn't have the confidence in getting the ball down the field. I don't know.
I feel like I feel like him and Bo Nix are very comparable, except Nix has one of the best defenses and more weapons around him. But I feel like a lot of what you see from Williams, where one play and you're like, this is the most talented kid in the league. And then another play, you're like, what was he thinking on that?
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Um,
You see a lot of that in both him and Knicks.
And I love him with, I think Rome Odunze has been really good this year. The highlight stuff I see of Odunze is one thing, but he's leading the team in yards. And I think when you drafted them both together, this is kind of what you were expecting. This is kind of what you were hoping for. So we'll see that they need a big week. If they beat Cincinnati today, I think, like I said, they can go on a run. They can win a couple games before the Green Bay game. Speaking of going on a run and winning some games, the last show we did, you were coming off a 12-2 week. I was going to say you should need your own 900 number, for your locks of the week.
I'm like a less racist Jimmy the Greek.
Something like that. We are so far into this. Is it week 9, week 10? I don't know what it is. You are already 1-0 with Baltimore on Thursday. So, crystal ball, Tim, here we go. Give me a winner.
For people who don't know, I text you ahead of the game on Thursday.
You do.
We're not fudging this. Yeah.
Well, who did Baltimore play? Miami, right?
Yeah. Mike McDaniels is still running.
my daughter could have picked that game. Come on now.
But did she?
Here we go.
Did she?
She didn't. No, she didn't. She was trunk or treating that night. wearing Miami green instead of Raven purple. All right, give me a winner. Bears at Bengals.
Bears.
From your lips. Vikings at Lions.
Lions.
Panthers at Packers.
Packers.
Shouldn't be close. Chargers at Titans.
Chargers.
Mm-hmm. The Falcons are at the Patriots.
Patriots.
In a 1991 special, the San Francisco 49ers are at the Giants.
Niners.
Colts are at the Steelers.
Colts.
We've got the Broncos at the Texans.
Broncos.
The Jaguars are at the Raiders. It's a tough one.
Raiders,
this is where the money's made here.
I do not feel good about that.
I will put that in italics. In what could probably be the lock of the week, the Saints at the Rams.
Obviously the Saints. No, give me the Rams.
Should be the Rams. We'll see. You got the Rams?
Oh, yeah. Give me those Rams.
Tough call here. Chiefs at Bills. Maybe the game of the week.
Absolutely the game of the week. And despite what I said before, give me the Chiefs.
Ooh. The Seahawks are at the Commanders Sunday night.
Is Daniels playing?
Hey, you're asking a lot here.
Or is it Mariota? Because that is a big if.
It most certainly is. So let me see if I can find the injury report for you. That is fair, I suppose. Injuries, Commanders. Daniels is... How is he not listed? He's not on the injury report.
So I'll take that to mean he's healthy. So then I'll take the Commanders.
Okay. And in a game I'm not sure anybody wants to watch on Monday night, the Cardinals are at the Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys, but I'll be watching NBA League Pass.
What am I doing on Monday? I will probably be watching either Godfather highlights on TikTok or playing a board game on Board Game Arena. I will not watch the Cowboys Cardinals. I'll be
watching like baking videos on TikTok while I watch like the NBA Cup.
Gotcha. Well, it's quick hitter time, and a nice segue from the Cowboys here. And we talked about the Simpsons earlier. You're gonna like this. In the Simpsons episode, You Only Move Twice. This aired on November 3rd, 1996. Homer's dream was to own the Dallas Cowboys, but his billionaire villain boss could only end up getting him the Denver Broncos.
Voiced by the great Albert Brooks.
Homer's great disappointment. But last week, the Broncos crushed the Cowboys to move to 8-0 since Homer has bought them against the Cowboys. Isn't that something else?
That is something, and something else.
That's why we have this segment, just for things like that. Okay, question time here for you. Quick hitters. There's a TikTok guy that I watch a lot. His channel's Adventures in Ardia, but people know him as Roll for Sandwich. And because it was Halloween week, he included Count Chocula as one of the ingredients on one of his sandwiches. And he said that it was a specialty cereal that only came out during Halloween. And I remember distinctly that it was always available when we were growing up. So the question, did you ever eat any of the Monster cereals? Do you remember?
This is going to make me sound like the old man that I've always been, but I was never a big sugary cereal kid. But I definitely remember like Boo Berry and Frankenberry.
That was one of them.
And Chocula.
So those were the big three. And then they came out with Fruit Brute, Yummy Mummy, and the Carmela Creeper brand was introduced in 2023. Like, they've expanded the Monster line. But you remember them growing up.
Not only do I remember them, but I remember the commercials advertising them. Because it was like a cartoon, like Frankenstein and Ghost and Dracula.
Okay, so I just thought I was losing it because dude was like, nope, they're only ever out during Halloween.
No, it was a whole line of cereals in the 80s and 90s.
Mandela effect, that I was going through. Okay, here we go. Number 3. There was a post on Reddit this week from a Bengals fan who was talking about his experience trying to cancel his season tickets after the Bengals lost to the Jets. Apparently, the ticket rep said something like, if you wanted to be a season ticket holder when we were going to the playoffs, are you just being emotional for trying to cancel after losing to the Jets? Do you want cheap tickets or do you want to pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? If you're the ticket rep, are you trying to argue with this guy or just take the tickets back?
I can understand the fan being upset with that experience, but I got to give it up for the ticket rep. I can't lie. Customer service is hard, and sometimes you need to give as good as you get.
All right. Number 4, as you mentioned, the NBA opened up. The Celtics dropped the Sixers from the realm of the undefeateds, leaving only Chicago in the East. And the NBA Cup has now started. Weird courts all around. Tim, what are your thoughts on the NBA World Cup or the NBA Cup, whatever you call it?
I hate the courts. And I get what they're going for, but I don't think fans are buying it.
I got to ask you, do these games, do they count in the regular season or no?
It's funny. I was wondering that the other night because I'm such an old man.
I looked it up. I couldn't figure it out.
And when you look in the standings, like it'll even have in parentheses like the NBA Cup record and then the overall record.
Because how do you figure that out? If it's a tournament and, Boston wins their first 3 games and Cleveland gets upset in the first round, does Cleveland have to play like some other rando team to equal the schedule up to get to 82? I don't know. And if they're not regular season games, what are we doing?
Right.
82 is enough. We're playing a tournament before the year really starts.
So my understanding is they don't, because you like teams are playing non-NBA Cup games while the NBA Cup's going on. If that makes sense. Like I know when I look on the NBA app, it'll like notify you if it's an NBA Cup game or not, which leads me to believe the NBA Cup games are separate.
If you know, send us an email or comment, because the two of us we're too old, and I don't know. I don't care enough about the NBA Cup to worry about it.
It's funny. I still I'll be talking about the Major League Baseball playoffs, and I still don't know what's a best of 5, what's a best of 7,
what's a best of 3. It goes 3, 5, 7.
In my mind, I'm still like 11 years old, and there are only 4 divisions, and every playoff series is best of 7.
The Yankees have won 99 games, but missed the playoffs because of Toronto. Yeah. So here we go. Number 5. And this is, I really think this is an easy question, but I saw this posted and all right, I'll ask him. Would you rather have unlimited pizza without the stomach distress or the ability to understand every language?
Language.
Yeah, you're thinking about this a lot more than I would. Yeah.
Well, that's only because I have chronic stomach issues now, and I was like, boy, it'd be nice to not have the stomach issues, but the language.
Can I get rid of that?
Yeah.
Same here. And so this one, I'm not sure. So we're going to take sports out of the equation. Okay, so you can't use Yamamoto as your answer here. You have just been abducted by aliens. The last person you saw on television is coming to save you. Who's coming?
I fell asleep watching Saturday Night Live last night, so it's Miles Teller who was hosting.
There you go.
I'm okay with that.
If I'm counting TikTok, it's Raymond Reddington. I think I'm in good shape. Number 7. I got 9 of these today. Oh my gosh, this is massive. Happy birthday going out to Burt Lancaster. And if you know that, he better be getting home because Alicia's going to think he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, Field of Dreams.
He's kind of a stud back in the day, but
well, he was a baseball player.
Speaking of birthdays, now I want you to pretend. Now, since I think you're a good writer, I think you could do this. I want you to pretend you're a writer for an extremely niche greeting card company, and you have to come up with an utterly ridiculous, off the cuff, hyper specific reason to make a greeting card for something that Hallmark wouldn't touch. What is it? What is an event or a day that you would create a greeting card for at your greeting card company?
We're a family podcast, right?
For the most part. I mean, when you and me are on, yeah.
I think I don't know that there are cards out there for a sex-iversary.
Yeah, I don't. Sure, that was the thing on How I Met Your Mother. So,
but there should be.
Sure.
That's a milestone that should be commemorated.
Let's celebrate good times. I can see the picture for it. Speaking of pictures,
we love on Soup and Meatballs.
We do. And finally, since Halloween was a couple days ago, and masks go along with Halloween, if you could wear one of the masks on the screen, so you got to get the glasses on. If you could wear one of these masks and acquire the power of the character that normally wears it, who are you taking and why? I know where I'm going.
I'm between two. It's either Darth Vader or Spider-Man.
Okay. I couldn't do Spider-Man because I'm afraid of heights.
I think a lot of people underestimate how strong, physically strong Spider-Man is, but I'm going to say Darth Vader.
I was between Vader and Wolverine. I would love to just, like you said, your stomach is hurt. Can you imagine just regenerating and just I'm 100% now? That
would be fantastic. But also, like the adamantium, skeleton, I don't know. Wolverine seems tortured for a reason.
Yeah. I wouldn't want I don't know if I'd want that. And I don't want the schnick claws either.
Yeah, the knives coming out of your knuckles whenever you get angry.
It would make being a teacher very strange.
Like you're renewing your license and the DMV is like, oh no, you didn't fill this in. And you're like, what? That hurts every time.
Every time.
I'm on blood pressure medication. That's gonna bleed for a while.
Oh, good times. Good times. All right, here we go. The best part of our week, Soup and Meatballs draft, where you learn a little bit about history, and we get to do a little draft. So, Tim, what are we drafting today?
Let me consult my UGI bill that I wrote this on. We are drafting other side. We're drafting the worst Halloween candies.
Ooh, I wasn't drafting the worst Halloween candies. I had that as our top 5.
Oh, we are drafting sports events that we would go to if we had a time machine.
Good, because I have 10 of those. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Halloween candies. So.
I only have 6 sports events, but I have multiple candies. I have 8 candies. That's a little peek into our priorities.
This could be a fun segment right here. So give me a color and a number. If you want to draft candy, I'll draft sporting events.
No, let's do the sporting events.
All right,
let's go 5 red.
3, 4, 5, and we are going to learn about the Articles of Confederation of the United Colonies of New England in 1643. The United Colonies of New England, also known as the New England Confederation, was an alliance of the English colonies of Massachusetts Bay, Plymouth, Connecticut, and New Haven. It was formed to solve trade, boundary, and religious disputes, and for defense against attacks by the French. So there you go. It's also the queen of clubs. So
I oftentimes you get to go first.
Sometimes I forget what you pick as I'm reading through the history, but I get this one, and I'll tell you what, I'm kind of happy because there's one that I think might have been on both of our lists that I'm going to take number one because I chose things I haven't been to yet. So a World Series game at Yankee Stadium is off the list because I got to go last year. I'm going to choose something that the weather's going to be nice. Hopefully, you're going to see a really fun event. Hopefully, and you'll see one of your favorite players. I'm going to go to the Major League Baseball All-Star game.
Oh, so I picked like historical sporting events.
No.
Like, I thought this was like you have a time machine and you can go.
Oh, goodness. That's not how I went. But you know what? Well, your draft will be fun. My draft will be good.
I can go either way. I can stick with what I've got here, or I can adapt.
If you can see how flexible your draft strategy is, and then I'll prep for next week. We'll do yours. We got to communicate in the offseason better.
Okay. So I 100% would love to go to a Major League Baseball All-Star game. It's one of my favorite sporting events, so that's a great pick. It didn't make my historical list.
Amazing. You didn't want to go to the tie game that Seelig canceled on us?
No, I was stuck on the news desk that night. That was a hassle all the way around. My number one, I'm going to go with the Final Four.
Okay.
I just think that would be so cool to, not even the national championship, just be there for the 2 semifinal games.
So the Final Four made my list. I didn't rank these, but it was the 10th one I wrote down. I think, and I'm with you, the reason I would pick the Final Four game over the championship game is thinking realistically, the championship game is on a Monday. So I've got to take off work. I've got to take off work the next day to get home. I could get to a Final Four game on Saturday and theoretically make work on Monday.
Yeah.
And you see 2 games for the price of 1.
Right, and I just feel like I don't know what it is that the Final Four just feels bigger than the championship does. The championship kind of feels almost like an afterthought at a certain point, doesn't it?
It can. It can. I think that when I thought about the tournament itself, my first thought was I would love to go to an opening round game where there's a guaranteed upset. Like I get to see the 14 win or something. But
like
then I
Bucknell,
also
Kansas,
thought to myself, I wouldn't want to go to one of those games because I'm too busy flipping between multiple games and I would miss that. So some of the things I picked were largely based on I'm competing with technology here. So the opening round of the NCAAs, I don't think I would enjoy as much as the Final Four when there's no other games going on.
Yeah, I firmly believe that Thursday and Friday of the opening of the NCAA tournament is the best sports day of the year. And it's precisely for the reason you said, that you're home and you're just flipping between games.
So much.
It's
so
just like a smorgasbord of basketball.
Yeah. So my next one is one that, we've talked about going to, and eventually one of these years we're gonna. I put the title game of it, but really any Little League World Series game I'd like to go to.
Yeah, and that is
right up the road. What are we doing?
I know. We should just make firm plans next August.
Until Jen Summer's show hits and I've got 17 things. Like I get drafted to coach football next year or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and like
one of these years we're going to make it.
like work stuff, like the academic year rolling over for me at work. August. If maybe we can get Little League International to change the World Series to something like
middle of July.
That'd be perfect. Can they do
right
that
before
for
my
us?
board game convention? We'll get them on the phone, because eventually, when Soup and Meatballs makes it to the Little League World Series, we're not going to be Soup and Meatballs. We're going to be like Walkers and Canes,
but always hammers and sickles. Das Vanya.
That too.
If we're young enough and able-bodied enough, we absolutely have to slide down the hill.
Oh yeah! Oh no! I don't care if I'm able-bodied. I'll slide down the hill and get some kid to drag me back up. You got to do that.
It's worth breaking a hip.
Sure.
For my number 2, this might be stealing one off of your list, but I
had some weird stuff.
I would love to get out to Ann Arbor for a Michigan home football game.
Yeah. So kinda, but no. I have a different Michigan style game. An Ann Arbor Michigan game. Yeah, I'm totally with you. And
it doesn't even have to be Ohio State. Just
no, I wouldn't want to go to Ohio State. I think
being in the big house, like a September, like like good weather, not freezing cold.
Yeah.
Maybe like a bit of a gimme, like maybe Northwestern.
Oh no! I want to see like an absolute gimme. I don't want to see a close game. That's why Ohio State Michigan didn't make my list, because the atmosphere there would be, for me it might be too intense at either end, either in Michigan or Columbus.
Yeah,
I don't think that physically and mentally I could handle something like that now. When I was in college, yeah, maybe. That was 30 years ago, 25 years ago ish. I don't know. But yeah, Ann Arbor would be a fun place to go see a game. And that's another one of those things that it's not out of the realm of, we can't get there. So, put that on the list. This one that I put down, I've seen highlights of this. I think this is absolutely wild, and it's not one that we're ever going to get near because it's in Scotland. It's called the Highland Games. These are strong guys throwing logs and just it's like the World's Strongest Man, but it's like the World Series of the World's Strongest Man. I've seen highlights of this, and I think this is the most amazing thing. I want to see these guys do this live. So that made my list.
And really fun accent. A lot of rolled R's. A lot of bros.
Absolutely.
That's heavy. I'm going to go international as well, although it's coming up on American soil here. The Summer Olympics.
Okay.
100%.
Any event, or are you just going to bounce around and see what you see?
Basketball would be my first choice.
That's what I figured.
But I also have a lot of my dad was a track guy, and so just growing up, I remember watching a lot of one of my first sports memories is watching Carl Lewis at the '84 Los Angeles games. Just like sitting with my dad, and my dad being like, "You don't know how tough what he's doing is, but it's really tough." And I was like, "Okay, Dad."
Yeah, he's running. Come on now.
Let's
go to the backyard. I'll show you. I can run too. In the spring sports season, I put the stick in the ground for the throwers, for the field kids at the high school. So I do shot put, javelin, and discus. I am overly intrigued by by the shot put. We had a kid my first year named Kelton Chastelic, who was, I think, the school's all-time leader now in distance for shot put. This is a great kid. He went to Princeton on a track scholarship. But he had the spinning motion. Usually, like in high school, they just did like the step, and put. He did some research, and he found that the Olympians were doing the spin technique. And he brought the technique to his coach, and he said, "I'd like to try this." And we have a really good throwing coach. Coach Coleman worked with him, and he got it like 62 feet, which is really good. Yeah. But like an Olympian shot putting, those guys are, again, it's like the Scotland Highland Games. I would be totally into that. The distance running, I am more in awe of their ability to do something I can't do. Like I can run, but not like them. And the 100-meter is that's the big thing everybody wants to watch. You blink and you miss it. That they're amazing to me.
The swimming would also be super.
You know what? The swimming, especially when Phelps was doing it, I liked the line because he wasn't racing the other people. He was racing that yellow line. I thought that technology was great.
That's what's great when you watch Katie Ledecky, because she's like 3 pool lengths ahead of everyone else. But like when you watch her like racing the line, because that's really all she's just racing against herself at that point.
Against history, yeah. Cool. So my number 4, I'm going to pick another. It's an event. It's a happening, and it's outside in good weather most of the time. You know what the Harlem Globetrotters are to basketball? I want to go see a Savannah Banana game because that's what Globetrotter baseball is. And they're around. They have tryouts. Like they are a functioning league. They're a thing, man. So like they can come to Washington and we can get down there very easily.
I think that would be a lot of fun. And their tickets have gotten very expensive though.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get them popular.
Yeah, they've gone like mainstream, and everyone wants to go see their games. But there's a reason why, because they're amazing fun. I want to see someone do a backflip while catching a fly ball.
So March 7th in Savannah, Georgia, you could get StubHub tickets, standing room only, $420.
Oof,
that's brutal. That's the cheapest.
Yeah, I remember when they were in Philly a while ago, and tickets. I can't even remember the price range now, but it was.
They were at Fenway for a game.
Yeah. The one I was looking at was the one where they bring out like the mystery hitter. and the one in Philly that I was looking at, it was the one where they brought out Ryan Howard.
Oh, cool! I think I heard about that.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. My number 4, I'm gonna go. Again, something that we consider international, although it's also something that's going to be on American soil. I think it'd be really cool to go to the World Cup, like the soccer World Cup.
Outside of the fact that I don't do soccer, this makes a lot of people's lists. Like if you Google things to sporting events you have to see before you go, this is like top 5 for everybody, and it's the spectacle of it. And
there's a very good chance because the World Cup's going to be in the U.S. in 26, and there's a very good chance that the U.S. and England could play on July 4th, 2026. Which would be the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh my heavens! The stories write themselves.
Yeah, that would be tremendous. Hooliganism will be off the charts.
Off the charts. That would be amazing.
And a corollary that if I can't get to the World Cup, I would love to go to Anfield in Liverpool to see like a Premier League, like Liverpool Premier League match. That would be a lot of fun.
Gotcha. All right, my last one. I feel bad picking this one. I almost think I should be like, I'm going to go with this, even though this would be, Jen would want to go to this. So I bring the family to one of these things. I was going to say a Yankee game at Fenway. That's something we'll get to eventually. But I thought, I have so many baseball things here. So let's go with something that is synonymous with baseball almost, the hot dog. I would go to Coney Island for the hot dog eating contest. As long as I'm not in the splash zone. I don't want to get spit on.
I can't even watch that. It makes me physically ill to watch it on TV.
That's why I figured you weren't going to pick it. So as someone who's going off the cuff without any prep work, amazingly, by the way, I feel I'll save some stuff just in case they would have made your list.
Would Jen go to that?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, she's so enamored by George Shea, as she should be, because that guy is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
How many hot
Now, the
dogs?
actual 10 minutes of eating, she's like, it's whatever. Joey Chestnut's going to get 60, and it's going to be fine. But no, the introductions are what you go for.
How many hot dogs could Jen eat in 10 minutes?
2.5. Maybe.
Like a reasonable person.
Probably, yeah. I mean, if you told her, if you said, look, here's 10 minutes, every hot dog and bun you eat, you will earn $1 million. I bet you she could cram down 4, just for the money. If you're giving me $1 million, I'm putting 7 down minimum. And I'll live with the consequences. I'm talking like Coney Island dogs, not like the trash you get at the store that's like this. The bun is like this, like like an actual Coney dog. Yeah, I could do 7.
If I could, shout out to my Gaviscon. if I could shotgun some Gaviscon before
generic Tums here.
I think for $1 million a dog. And then, like, I'm going to have, like, a few days of, like, agony.
Oh, dude, it's a few days of nothing. It's a few days of retirement, my man.
Yeah, I think I could do 8. I think I could do 8.
That's fair. And until we both put down the 4th one, we're like, Drummy, like you're killing him.
Like, these days I eat one hot dog, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm of no use to anyone for 4 days.
Bad mistakes were made.
Yeah, bad choices. I'm going to stay outside of the main, like, baseball, basketball, football, and I'm going to go with something a little outside the box here. I think it would be a lot of fun to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
I know
people have gone to this.
I've been to the Belmont down in Baltimore, and that was a lot of fun. Like, you walk around the infield, and like there are like 5 concerts going on at once. Like, I remember like Pitbull was playing Florida Georgia Line.
Is that going on at the Kentucky Derby though? Or are people drinking mint juleps with their big ass hats and like they're being fancy?
So probably there are concerts probably going on, because the thing, like, the main race is all they show.
The race is like 90 seconds. Oh, there's other races going on.
Right. There are like 15 races going on. So like the concerts are going on during like the undercard, essentially.
Okay.
And then they clear the infield of all like the acts. And then like it becomes TV ready to show the big race. So I think you would get like the fun and the rowdiness of the early stuff. And then you'd get, the people in the floppy guys and dolls hats and the mint juleps.
You have to wear a floppy hat, though. You know that.
Or a seersucker suit. The gentlemen wear seersucker suits, Max.
I am not a gentleman.
And you're no lady.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm going to the hot dog eating contest.
In a seersucker suit. If you ever go to Coney Island,
110 degrees, my God.
Please, if you ever go, please wear a full seersucker suit. Make me that promise right now. And Jen has to wear a floppy hat.
I cannot do that. Oh, she might wear a floppy hat. Okay. I will not be wearing a suit on Coney Island, that's for sure.
Fair.
I can't tell you some of the stuff that made the other stuff. I didn't think about Michigan and Ann Arbor because that just felt like, I could make that easy enough. Not that I couldn't make a Little League World Series game. I said a Michigan Rose Bowl would have been fun to go to. Yankee game at Fenway, and WrestleMania made my list.
Oh, see, more than
older WrestleMania, because I don't know the new guys now. So
I think the Royal Rumble would be more fun than WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, now WrestleMania is a whole 2-day thing, and it's but that's the big event, I guess. Yeah, the Royal Rumble would be fun.
The Rose Bowl, regardless of Michigan, would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't want to go see. Well, see the Rose Bowl now though, with the whole concept of a 12-team playoff, and if it's a playoff, it's the shine came off the Rose Bowl a little bit because of the way the playoffs work. So
Right, and
I think a Michigan regular season game against, Colorado State might be a better option.
yeah, the Rose Bowl. I don't know. Maybe romantic is a good word, but
No,
it felt more romantic when it was Big Ten, Pac-10, and it felt like very regional, and like you'd tune in, and the sidelines were painted in the team colors. And I don't know.
Yeah, the old Keith Jackson thing and the Goodyear blimp.
The
The good old days.
daddy of them all.
Yeah. So now we get to pivot, and you should have a lot of candy options. You should have a top 10 almost. So the top 5. What did we say? The worst Halloween candy to get if you're out trick or treating and you see this in your bag, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, and I get the first pick.
Well, it's not really a pick. I mean, you can go with whatever. I have them ranked. I know my 1 through 5.
Look, I think we all know what my number 1 is. It's candy corn. It's trash.
Candy corn is my number 1 as well.
It is absolute garbage. If you put that in my bag, I'm egging your house.
Why waste the egg, man? I'm throwing rocks.
I might key your car. Now, why would you buy them? Like making the active choice to go to the grocery store to buy candy corn to give to children is you deciding that you want your house to be vandalized.
Yeah. There's zero argument on this side of the table. Now, there are the people who will argue that candy corn is good. They require CAT scans. I don't know where Jen falls on candy corn. I think she actually might like it. But, in her defense, she also married me, so her judgment can't be completely.
So is this your way of telling us that you're divorcing Jen?
No, I mean, for one day of the year, I can live with it. I mean, she's going to go to the hot dog eating contest with me in New York City and get spit on. So
this is a testament to how love overcomes.
Amazing, right? No, candy corn is awful. Yeah, I'm with you there. And the other stuff that I didn't put this particular thing on my list, so I'll go with this too. When you go to the store, right next to the candy corn, there are circus peanuts. These things are not a Halloween candy. So they're not a Halloween candy though. You don't really get circus peanuts in your trick or treat bag, do you? I've never had them. My grandmother used to have circus peanuts in the bowl, but that was never a trick or treat candy.
I am almost certain I've been given circus peanuts.
Maybe in New Jersey, because in northeastern Pennsylvania,
yeah,
I would hope not.
They're trash. They're almost as bad as candy corn. The texture, the flavor, they're terrible.
I think here's a hot take for you. I think circus peanuts might be worse because I can probably eat a handful of candy corn, like a handful, maybe 10 or 12 of them, and not get sick. I can eat one circus peanut, and my stomach is going to start gurgling. The second circus peanut, I'm down. I'm done. I can't eat anything else. You put a plate of Mario's meatballs in front of me, and I can't eat them because the circus peanut has expanded in my stomach. I think it's more damaging than the candy corn.
Circus peanuts. You said that was a hot take, but I'm open to hearing that they might be worse than candy corn.
I'm also saying they're not a trick or treat candy though. But you're saying you got them in your bag. So,
I almost certainly did because they 100% made my list as a trauma that was inflicted on me.
That's so terrible. Oh my gosh, send this man some Skittles because holy cow, he needs them. So we both have candy corn. I pulled out your number 2, so I'm going to pull out my number 2. And my mother used to like this stuff. And I never understood it. That was one candy I was never stealing from her side of the table. She used to eat them in they were called crows. I'm going to say black licorice anything.
That was my number 3. As soon as you said your mother, and I was like, if he says black licorice, anyone who doesn't black licorice.
Listen, I think last year we did our favorite Halloween candies, and so it makes sense. Yeah. Oh man.
And it's funny because red licorice is so amazing.
I love it. I love red licorice.
Give me a good.
I don't know what black licorice is. Red vine, or you know what? If you go to Hershey Park or it's Chocolate World, right in the middle of where we live, they have
there in August for Willie Nelson.
they have a really good licorice variety pack where you can get like blue raspberry licorice, orange creamsicle licorice, the regular licorice. Dude, all of those flavors so it's not the texture, it's really just the flavor. Like the crows were like these little, I don't know how to describe it to someone who doesn't know what a crow is. It's like a baseball cap thing without the brim, and it's just solid gummy. It's really like thick. And it's just straight up black licorice. The colorful dots, the orange, the blue, the orange, the red, the green, the lemon, they were good. It's just black licorice for anything. Yeah.
Yeah, black licorice. Like I can only imagine. Like I've never eaten a loafer, but I can imagine that's about the same.
With a sweaty dress sock in it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Give me one that's on my list because.
Let me see if this is on your
right
list.
now.
Do you remember Mary Jane's?
No, but hold on for a second because that's the shoe. What's with you and shoes? Mary Jane's candy. Yes. No. Yes, this made my list. But you know what I called it? I called it the nameless assortable.
Yeah,
because I didn't know what the name was.
They're terrible.
I looked it up and I found they're also called the Bit O' Honey that you get in those packs. Oh yeah, Mary. Yeah, forget that. Oh boy,
they deserve to be called the nameless assortable. They don't even deserve a name.
The nameless assortable. They also had sometimes you'll see the black and the orange wrapped toffee thing. That's what I was thinking of with the nameless assortable. But no, I've seen packs of things with your Mary Janes in it. Oh yeah, that's there.
I'm egging your house. You give me a Mary Jane, I'm egging your house.
You're legitimately 75 years old. Just give me the Werther's original. That's fine.
I love Werther's original.
So do I. I mean, I don't love them, but I'll eat them. The strawberry cream, orange cream is better, but I don't mind butterscotch. Yeah, but those things.
Yeah, awful. All right, where are we going next?
I have two more, and I really think this is where we stop our agreeing.
Okay.
Because these aren't bad. I mean, I will eat them if I have to. I just never have to. Whenever, Derek went out trick-or-treating, you do the dad tax, I would, all the time, they were all over the place. I don't like Smarties. Are you serious?
Too sweet.
I mean, they're not
too sweet.
They're not bad, but like I would so much rather Skittles. I would so much rather like a Twix, even the fun size Twix. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, I thought about this last night because I had this conversation in mind as Cincinnati, Utah was lulling me to sleep. The concept of the fun size candy bar is gone. It's fun size was this. Now they're giving out stuff that's like half of fun size. You get the square of Milky Way, the square of Snickers, but the Twix is still like a rectangle. It's mini. It's not fun size. It's mini, but all of them are better than the full pack of Smarties that you get.
That's some corporation's idea of fun. We've got hammers and sickles. For my number 5, I don't. So you've exhausted your list?
No, I have two more technically, because one of them fell into the nameless assortables, but it's not nameless. So I have two. But one,
Mike and Ike's.
See, that's where you lose me. Close. I love Mike and Ike's, the flavored ones. Made my list. Good and plenty because they good and suck.
Good and plenties are terrible.
Yeah, but you don't like Mike and Ike's, really?
I don't like Mike and Ike's.
Why not?
I don't know. I have a very, now that I'm saying this out loud, I find that I have a very narrow, I'm not big on sweets, but obviously peanut butter cups, Snickers, Milky Way, Twix, Kit Kat, Fifth Avenue, Baby Ruth. And that's probably it.
So you don't like the fruits. Do you like Skittles?
I do. Oh, Skittles and Starburst.
Starburst. Okay, so I like fruity stuff. Fruit Gems, by the way. And Roseanne came through for Christmas. Those things are, oh my gosh, forget about it. But the the Mike and Ike's are like the same kind of. They're the fruity versions. I don't know what Good and Plenty flavors are. They're white and purple, and they're just bad. They're bad.
It's the same way. Like I was never big on anything other than red jelly beans. Like every other color jelly bean was just. Ugh.
Really? You know what? I just looked at our producer in my ear. Good and Plenty has a black licorice flavor encased in a sweetheart pastel-colored candy shell. It's a shock that I don't like Good and Plenty after the conversation we just had. So, the other one that made my list, because you often see these in so you go to the store and you get the big pack, the 160-piece candy. You get some Snickers, you get some Twix, you get some Milky Way, you get some Three Musketeers, and then they throw in the Whoppers.
I bless America.
I am not a fan of the Whopper. I like the Whopper from Burger King. I like a flame broiled cheeseburger, but the little circle chocolate thing.
Yeah, like the malted
I can eat
candy.
one of them. Yeah, I can eat one of them, but after that, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Orange juice and toothpaste.
And it's not a candy, but it made my list. But any house, and there were houses in my development growing up that did this. Any house that gives you pennies.
What?
Did you ever go to a house that they give you pennies?
No. I got $1 once.
Up on Hilltop in Hazleton in the 90s, I absolutely got pennies. I won't name the house, Rothaker, but I 100% got pennies multiple years. That's I went once and they gave me pennies, and I was like, all right, we'll try this again. It's 1992. It's a new year. They know that they're getting trick-or-treaters. More pennies.
Just turn the light out, man.
Yeah, like when you have your light on and you give pennies, that's an act of malice.
It is. I mean, but now, the U.S. Treasury is looking for pennies, so maybe their value has only gone up.
The U.S. government has stopped making new pennies, specifically so people would stop giving them out on Halloween.
I like that. I saw at the White House, they had the trick-or-treaters come by and they get to see the president. He gives them a candy bar. If you trick-or-treated when you were a kid, so this would have been Reagan, Bush, Clinton, like one of those. If one of those presidents gave you a candy bar, would you have eaten it or would you have kept it like, dude, Bush gave me this candy bar. That's kind of cool.
I was and am a huge presidential history nerd. I 100% would have kept it. Like, not only am I a presidential history nerd, but I'm a pack rat. I absolutely would have kept it.
I have to send you a picture of this. I think they're M&Ms. They're White House M&Ms that a buddy of mine from my game convention, I don't know what he was doing at the White House. He works in and around that area, but he's like, here, I thought you'd like these. I'm like, thanks. They're still in my fridge. So cool stuff. Do you have any other things that made the list of awful candy?
That exhausted the list. I won't let you see my historical sports event.
Okay. We'll do that next week or the following show we do here. So it's time to see how Mr. Smarty Pants is. Do you have any kind of Mr. Noodlehead stuff that I'm not prepared for?
I do have a list for you.
Well, let's. I'll do my list first because that's usually right the ship after I wrong the ship.
So this only came up because we were talking about the Michigan-Colorado game from '94, the Cordell Stewart Hail Mary. And in that game, Michigan was ranked 4th in the country that week. This would have been the AP poll for September 21st of '94. And Colorado was ranked 7th. Would you care to guess the other 8 teams in the AP top 10 for the week of September 21st, 1994?
Okay. Let's start with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame was 9th.
How about Florida State?
Florida State, defending national champion Florida State, was 3rd. Miami, always a contender back then, was 6th. You're rolling, Mr. Noodlehead.
so where's it going to stop though? What year? This was 94.
This was 1994.
So like this is
10th
like
grade.
I'm 2 years into Michigan fandom. I don't know if I really cared about college football. Top 10, 94. How about Penn State? That was a big year for them.
That was the Kajana Carter, Kerry Collins. They were fifth.
I don't know. Was it? Are you talking about at the time of the Hail Mary throw, or
Yes, this is the week 4 of the season, September 21st, 1994.
Undefeated that year, but I don't know if they were in the top 10.
This is the AP poll going into the Michigan-Colorado game.
How about Nebraska?
Nebraska, defending national. They had played Florida State in the championship game, or the Orange Bowl anyway. It was number 2.
What am I missing? I'm missing one.
You're missing number 1, number 8, and number 10.
Wow, I got 7. How about something in the Pac-10? How about Washington?
No, not Washington, but you're correct in the old Pac-10.
Start rolling through Pac-10 teams here. USC.
Not USC. This is a team that was actually name-checked in the movie Speed. They had a brief window where they were good in the 90s. And Sandra Bullock.
Oh, Arizona.
Wildcat. Number 8. The Teddy Bruschi Arizona Wildcats.
Wow. So I need 1 and 10. I need the bread here. God, how can I not think of who number 1 was?
Would you like the conference?
Sure.
Both are SEC.
Florida.
Florida was the number 1 team in the country with the old ball coach.
Was that Werfel back then? And then number 10
in 96. This might have been.
So he was on the team in 94.
Yeah.
94 SEC team.
The team that beat Florida to end their unbeaten season is number 10.
Alabama.
Wright State.
Auburn
is number 10.
Hey, I'll take it. That's that's about the best I've ever done on one of these. So
you know what? No noodlehead. That was fantastic.
All right. And then throw Michigan and Colorado in there. You get the top 10. Good deal. I like that. My list for you is also college related. And I saw this on this TikTok video. So I had to do some vetting and some checking. This was from a place called Bro Bible and Sports. They had the list of who has the most college football wins without a national title. I'm saying the list is probably right because a lot of what I referenced, they were wrong on the numbers, but the numbers are still pretty high. So I have a top 5 here, and I have a couple extras that might have sprinkled in a top 10, but I'm pretty sure on these as top 5.
How about Ole Miss?
Ole Miss did not make the list, but here's what I can do. I can cross-reference football. You said Ole Miss. And I can tell you based on this that Ole Miss has 696 wins, which would put them 6th on this list.
Okay.
So that top 10, you're there, but top 5, not quite. And I didn't check last week's wins or yesterday's wins, so these numbers might change by 1.
UCLA.
UCLA did not make the list.
I don't know if they have a national championship. Not in our lifetime, anyway.
Even if they do, they're only at 616 wins.
Okay.
That is a toughie. I like this one. While you think, I can see who's inactive for the Bears today. DeAndre Swift is out. Oh, we're done.
How about Iowa?
Luther Burden III has been hurt. Iowa not on the list, although Iowa was mentioned in school when we were talking about Halloween costumes. I think Alex was Iowa one year. 677 wins puts them, below Ole Miss, but a very good 677 probably puts them in the top 10. So that's a great guess.
How about Kansas State?
Kansas State, we got to check on because they did not make the list. Kansas State. Not your best guess. 524.
Minnesota.
Double check this list.
I'm just trying to think of colleges that have played a long time.
731. 731. Would you say Minnesota?
Yeah.
Puts them third. That was not on Bro Bible and Sports list. Again, like I said, this is they're definitely in the top 5. We're giving you that one.
How about I don't know if they've won national titles, but like Harvard or Yale.
Let me double check here. Ranked in CFP rankings. Now, so you know why Minnesota didn't make the list? Because they won the national championship in 1934, 35, 36, 1940, 41, and 1960. So that's why Minnesota's not on the list.
Fair.
Take that back. So Navy, you say Navy?
No, I said no. Navy definitely won national titles. I said Harvard and or Yale.
Oh, Yale.
Did they win national titles back in the day?
I'm looking at Harvard right now. I'm trying to. Harvard's not even on Sports Reference. Yeah, neither is Yale.
Because they've been playing football forever.
Yeah. Yale they have a ton of national championships.
Okay.
And Harvard. Yeah, same thing. I mean, the last time Harvard won a national title was 1919, but they won it.
How about Air Force?
Air Force. Not on the list, but
because their
win was
good.
Yeah, 434.
Okay.
They're not that good.
I'm
going to give you the one because I feel bad. Navy was actually on the list.
Oh, wow. But I thought they won titles like back when Army and Navy like dominated.
I'm looking at it as far as the Sports Reference page goes, ranked in AP poll 14 times in the final. It doesn't say anything about national championships, though. Huh. They have Heisman Trophy, stadium location, bowl record. So and Navy has 722 all-time wins. So that they were number 3 on the list. I know one of these teams actually played for a national championship back in the BCS days, but didn't win.
Virginia Tech?
Virginia Tech was number 1 on the list. The 746 wins, no championships.
I was kind of going through the alphabet of like I was up to New York.
Okay, well, these are all alphabetically. They're on the bottom end. The next 2 start with the same letter, and one of them plays Michigan most of the very often.
And starts with a V?
No, it's in the bottom end of the alphabet.
Oh. Utah?
Utah is number 5 with 698 wins all time without a title. Not the team I was thinking that plays Michigan a lot. Two Heisman Trophy winners. Both Heisman Trophy winners were running backs.
Colorado. Well, both weren't running backs, but Rashaan Salam and then Travis Hunter.
They won a national. They were credited with a 1990 national championship.
Oh yeah, that's right.
682 all-time wins, though, would have put them right below Utah.
I said UCLA. Boy, I don't know who else. Now I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, it's the end of the show. So with 744 wins, the Wisconsin Badgers are number 2 on the list. And then I don't know what clue I would have given you for this one. Another W team, though, West Virginia, 701.
Oh, see, I was thinking like one of those major Harris teams. They didn't win a national title, though, in the late 80s. They would have lost to Notre Dame. Okay, yeah.
There you go. So, like I said, I saw that video on TikTok, and you have to do a little bit of fact checking sometimes when I see stuff like that. And you almost got me with Minnesota, but they have a string of national titles there. So,
well, how about that?
Yes, you learned something today. We're into November, man, which means we got 2 more months of I looked of 2025. I'm still not 100% sure what the year is, but this month is Wicked Month, so you should really go out and at least watch the first one so you can watch the second one so we can complain about it. And
it is on Disney Plus. I have no excuses.
Oh, is it?
The first one is, yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, there you go. It's long. I mean, you do have it's a 3-hour commitment, whereas the whole Broadway show is only like 240, I think.
Yeah, what else am I going to do?
They put a lot of spectacle in there. You could watch Arizona Dallas.
I'll be watching something. I don't know. The Eagles are on a bye, so I don't know what early game I'll be getting.
Well, check out Wicked.
Yeah, I'm not good.
Oh, it's a good show, man.
I just mean I won't do that today.
I got you. No, we did the trunk or treat thing that was Wicked themed. So like Maria was Elphaba. Derek dressed up as Prince Fiero. Derek's girlfriend came as Glinda, and Jen had she had a T-shirt on too. We didn't do the whole dress up thing, but people asked, are you excited for the second movie? And Jen's mom was like, oh yeah, we already got our tickets, and it'll be a fun time. Amazing. We are 2025 buying movie tickets 2 months in advance. Whereas when we were growing up, we'd have to look at the standard speaker to see what was even playing.
It's funny. There's a Facebook account I follow that's like old school Hazleton pictures.
Yeah, I'm on that too.
And there was one, it was like a picture of the old cinema, like Churchill Cinema. And I could pinpoint exactly like what year and roughly what month it was, just based on what movies were advertised on the marquee. Because it was like The Little Mermaid. And I was like, oh, yeah, so this is 1990. Like,
do you remember when that theater went from 2 theaters to like 5 theaters?
What's that?
Do you remember when the Churchill Theater went from 2 movie theaters to like 5 or 6? Like they expanded.
Because there was like that one theater that was like basically no bigger than a really like lavish living room. Yeah.
There was like 20 seats. But if like you get a movie that was in for like 6-7 weeks, I don't believe I just said that too.
Oh.
If you don't understand that, sorry. If it's been around for a while, but still making money, is people still coming to see it, yeah, you'd put it there. And then like the Independence Day would be in the massive theater.
I remember Sammy Marolo's mom was the manager of the Churchill Cinema, so we would get to see movies for free all the time.
Yeah, that's how I got to see Candyman in 7th grade.
That's how I saw Mr. Baseball.
You probably had a more family-friendly experience than I did. Candyman scarred me back in the 90s.
And there's nudity in that, too. Virginia Madsen gets naked and takes a bath.
Ish, kind of, sort of. When she was arrested, they did like a strip search type thing, which was really awkward.
Well, in 7th grade, you'll take what you can get.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, well, I don't know what else is going on this week. Good show, good talk. 210, pretty standard stuff here. So, did you miss anything? You want to get out in the world?
I think we hit it all, and now we have some. We'll have NBA stuff to talk about. Everyone's scoring points. Luka was talking about the possibility of averaging 40 points per game, but they want to talk about how defense is so much tougher. Like Kevin Durant was talking about how defense is more sophisticated in 2025, and then you have Austin Reeves dropping 51 points.
Is sophisticated versus better? I don't know. Like, offense in the NFL has gotten more sophisticated, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's better.
Like, we've already had a 50-point scorer, and we've had like a dozen 40-point scorers. Like, the NBA is just like offense is exploding already.
And that's good. I think that's what fans want. I don't know. I mean, to a point, like as a really big basketball fan, do you want 140 to 130 point games? Like as a baseball guy, I can live with 2-1. I can live with 1-0. Like those games, I understand and like I appreciate those. If I see 150 points in an NBA game, I get kind of excited, but I'm a side fan until the playoffs start.
I mean, I like both, but I mean, I definitely had a soft spot for like 90s NBA games that were like 90 to 86.
Some of the 90s games. Didn't the Utah Jazz score 54 in a finals game?
54 in the 97 finals.
I mean, it's a little too extreme, but the Bulls are the best defense. What are you going to do? I think I'm happy with like capping around 110. Like what were scores in the 80s? Like they were like 110, 120, something like that.
I mean, until now, the NBA was the highest scoring basketball that we'd seen. Like you had like those old like Denver Nuggets. They played a game with the Pistons where they scored 180.
Oh my god! Yeah, was it Dan Issel?
Yeah, Dan Issel, Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English.
Yeah, okay. That was the highest scoring team in the league.
Yeah, I believe
I only know that because
I believe the final score was 186 to 184. Nuggets Pistons like 83.
I remember that because I made there's a board game that I made a card for that Nuggets team because they were the highest scoring team in league history. I'm like, let's see what this looks like, and they had AA scorers all over the place. So
yeah,
that's too far down the scoring realm for me. But the other big thing coming down the pike, a couple weeks after Wicked, is Stranger Things. You didn't get into Stranger Things, did you?
I got into the first couple seasons, and then I started watching it out of like obligation because I wanted to see how it ended.
No, it's gonna end this year. They're all movie length. They're all like allegedly they're all 2 hours long. So
I saw that, and like I started watching that. Like it came out like in 2015, 2016, something like that.
The kids are actually kids.
Yeah, like now they're like in their like Millie Bobby Brown has a child.
Are you serious?
Yeah, her and her husband have a child.
Well, she is a high school kid in Hawkins, Indiana, in 1986. So,
right. So yeah, she was in high school in 1986. She's like 60 now. It
tracks, sure. She has grandkids. Now that's the other thing I'll be excited to see in the next couple of weeks. So another thing I'm working on. We'll see if we get a guest here the next couple of weeks. One of two guys are options. We'll see, and otherwise we'll just keep you guys abreast of the sporting events we want to go see in history and candy that sucks. There it is.
I've got to pay UGI. I've had this bill for like 2 weeks.
Oh my!
They're gonna shut off my gas.
we're going to turn off the electricity like this. So have a good week or two, or when we see you again, we'll see you again. That's Tim. I'm Max.